it's Catherine. Hey, Angela. Happy Sunday. Okay. So who do we have with us today? I don't see any names popping up. Nobody's saying hi yet. It's okay. So what I want to talk about today is creating your ideal situation. Hey, Sonic Fan 2021. And I'll get into more of what I'm talking about when some more people join us. So until then, let's see who else is joining us today. And I'm bringing back the old red book. Hello, Lucas. I used to read from this like every week, and you guys haven't seen it for a couple of months. Hey, Liam. So there's a short little ditty in there that I want to tie into what the title of the message is today, along with your Q&A, of course. Brittany is here. Hey, Elena. Hey, Keith. Good morning. So, Angela, yay, I love the red book. Nicola is here. Hello. So, yeah, it's been a while. So, Derek is here. He's asking how Memorial Day was. It was good. You know, I was trying to be so careful with this book because it's over 100 years old and not to like write in it or mark in it. So, I was doing my little Post-its. Yes, Hazine, I am still working for Dhar Mann. Haven't you seen me? I've been in a video every single week the last 3 weeks. Hey, the gameplay. So, trying to be careful with this old book. Hey, Anadit. But if you leave anything laying around and you've got 3-year-olds, they just scribble. I don't know what to say. They just get a hold of your stuff and scribble in it. So, Carolina asks me if I like writing. Writing what? Writing what? Nicola, I don't know, but I was thinking about doing a video on that. Hey, it's Visor. You haven't seen me because you got away because of school. Okay, so it's not that I haven't been there, it's that you haven't been there. Okay, so this is a wartime book. It says copyright 1907 and 1909. So yeah, this is over 100 years old. So because this apparently was made during wartime, they give this like disclaimer at the beginning about the shortage of pulp and manpower and a severe shortage of paper. Hey, Cindy, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So we do this every Sunday. We do a Q&A, and then I usually have a little topic I start talking about at the beginning, and sometimes we expand upon it with your questions. Okay, Edmund's older sister. Nice to meet you, Cindy. So it's talking about how it made it on thinner paper to save paper and all that kind of stuff. So interesting. Over 100-year-old book. I'm reading a passage from it today. Hey, Rodrigo. Thank you, Azine. He's complimenting my eyes. So did you see what the message is today? Nicola, are you talking about one of the videos with Chaz? Maybe you are. And we've got Sam here from Ghana, West Africa. I have a couple friends that were from Ghana. Oh, do you like riding horses? Okay. Thank you for being specific. I've done it a few times. It is quite fun. We've got Hwang here. Welcome. So how do you create your ideal situation? If you've got things going on in your life outside of your circumstances, or if you've got things going on inside you that maybe you don't like. Nicola's saying, did I do an Insta with Chaz? I don't remember doing an Instagram with Chaz. Oh, maybe we did. Yeah, he came over to my house to visit in December. And we shot a video for his YouTube channel, which you guys already saw. We were reacting to one of the best group, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was back in December. And he put his up right away. I also interviewed him for my new series that I'm going to be putting out here on YouTube. We've got Denise Stoney here saying, your hair looks pretty. How are you? Oh, it's Joy. Okay. Welcome, Joy. So I am starting a new series. Maybe it'll start this week, this Friday. Maybe it'll start next Friday. I'm not sure yet. And it's called 3 Questions with Kat. And I'm going to be finding people that some you know, some you might not know, and I'm going to ask them all the same 3 questions. Hey, Lizzie. And I'm asking them questions that will help you guys be able to get different perspectives and different point of views on how to succeed in life and how to get over like the roadblocks that are standing in your way, the obstacles, and giving advice that they wish they would have known a few years ago. So, no, I do not go live on Fridays usually. That's not my thing, just on Sundays. Hey, Lucas. So stay tuned for 3 Questions with Kat. I believe the first one I'll be putting out might be this Friday, and it's with Rebecca Ritz. You guys, we finally met. You saw when we met. We did the Battle of the Karens. And yes, Giovanna does go live on Fridays. And I've never seen it, but I was in one of her Friday videos that she put up on a day we were filming and she couldn't go live. So I gave her the idea. I was like, well, why don't you let's just do something together and you can put it up Friday since you'll be filming. So maybe you guys saw that episode. We've got Dhar Mann fan on here. So Lucas, I did make a video called my 8 favorite Dhar Mann films that I've been in. It's here on my YouTube channel so you can watch it. So back to the topic for today. How do you create an ideal situation if the things around you are not going right, or if the things within you aren't going right? So I was reading this little ditty this morning. It's just 2 short stanzas. And when I read stuff, even modern stuff, I like to stop and break it down. Because sometimes the language isn't always clear like a speaking language. Hola, we've got Rostier. I'm not sure if I said your name right. But this little short poem is called Summer and Winter. And that's what got me thinking, man, no matter what is happening around you or within you, you can create the ideal circumstance. So, Nicola, the boys are good. Maybe they'll come in and join us at some point. Okay, summer and winter. Just listen to this and think about how you can create the ideal circumstance within you, okay? No matter what is happening outside of you. If no kindly word or thought we can give some soul to bless, if our hands from hour to hour do no deeds of gentleness, if to lone and weary ones we have no comfort to impart, though 'tis summer in the sky, yet 'tis winter in the heart. So what they're saying, and I'll read the second stanza too. I'll just read that first. Okay. If we strive to lift the gloom from a dark and burdened life. Hey, Vias. If we seek to lull the storm of our fallen brothers' strife, if we bid all hate and scorn from the spirit to depart, though 'tis winter in the sky, 'tis summer in the heart. Hey, Abaga from the Philippines. We also had Sabrina saying it's hot there. So here's what it's saying. If we don't give out kind words to people, if we don't bless other people, Charlie, type in that question or your comment in a little bit because I want to stay focused on what I'm saying, but then put it in and then I'll read it. if we're not doing kind things, if we're not doing deeds of gentleness, if we're not helping others, if we're not blessing others, if we don't bring comfort to people who are alone and weary and worried, then it may be the most beautiful sky, it may be the most beautiful summertime, but it's going to be cold and dreary winter in our hearts. And the reverse is true. If we make it our mission to lift the gloom, pull someone from their funk, help someone get rid of their depression or their anxiety, if we pull them from their dark and burdened place, if we try to stop the storms in their life, people may be raining on them emotionally, and we come and we provide an emotional umbrella. If we try to help our brothers and sisters, and not just literal, brothers and sisters, like we're God's children, so anyone who's God's children, you're trying to help them, and you help them get out of this place of hate, and you help the storms depart from their life, then though it may be the most awful circumstances outside, right? It may be cold, it may be bitter, it may be a food shortage, it may be a pandemic, whatever it is, it may be awful on the outside, but it's going to feel warm and sunny on the inside. So this poem is called Summer and Winter, but what is the ideal situation for you? What is the ideal situation to be in for another person? Is it to be in a place where you feel warm inside and you feel good no matter what is happening around you, right? So some of you guys may say, well, I don't have anybody in my life to lift me up out of that. Thank you. Is it Abaga? Thank you for the compliments on my hair. I had my husband cut my bangs yesterday. I don't know if he did a good job. I don't know if they're crooked or if I just did them weird today. But I didn't trust myself to do it, so I thought he did better than I could. So, you know, I didn't go to the hairdresser to get my bangs cut yesterday. I went to the hubby. So, what is it? Hey, Charlie, what can we do? Let's say we're stuck in that place of winter on the inside. Bangs are a little lopsided but fixable. They're not too bad. Might be just the way they're just kind of leaning. I don't know. If they were straight, I'd be able to tell better, but it's okay. It adds to my quirkiness, right? Thank you, Nicola, for the gift. So if you've got some dark storm going on inside you, hey, CJ, and you don't know how to get out of it, this is good news. I mean, it's not good news that you don't have anyone to help and you don't know how to get out of it. The good news is there is a solution. And I shot a video on this yesterday. You guys will see eventually when I put it up. But I'm going to give you some pointers and tips from that now, because psychologists have studied this. And those of you who have taken my course, You Are Worthy, you know that lesson 1 is about your posture. And posture, like how you stand, how you sit. Hey, Blake, why is this important? Well, there has been research that's shown that just standing in a powerful pose, you know, let me step back so you guys can see, like even doing like the Wonder Woman. You know how Wonder Woman always stood like this with her arms out? When people win a game, champions, they put their arms up in the air. And the interesting thing about this is they found, even like in Special Olympics, even when blind people, when they run a race and they finish, their arms go up in the air like that. It's like, it's this instinctual thing inside us that we know we're victorious. And we put our arms up in the air like that. Well, it's, you know, I don't know if I've ever talked about how they've studied lobsters and there's like the serotonin and testosterone level and the cortisol. This even makes a difference in lobsters, not just in humans. So the lobsters that were like the kings, the lobsters that's like the head of the pack. I guess that's what you'd call it in a wolf pack. Who's the head dog? I don't know what you call it in a lobster pack. Who's the head lobster? It was the ones that stood up the biggest, and they clapped their little clappers, the biggest. They tested them. Probably meant they had to kill them. I don't know how they did this testing, but they were able to see that they had more testosterone in them. Now it's like kind of, is it the chicken and the egg thing? Did they have more powerful movements because they had more testosterone, or did they have more testosterone because they had the more powerful movements? Well, when we've studied, not me, but when people who have studied people and their powerful postures, they have found that it raises your, is it serotonin? I think it's serotonin. But most importantly is it lowers your cortisol. That's your stress hormone. We don't want to have cortisol. Cortisol causes all kinds of issues in the body. But having powerful postures and poses, even like spreading your legs out, taking up more space, putting your arms out on the couch behind you, instead of drawing in, tucking in, sitting, close like that. That your posture has a lot to do with not only how you come across to others, but it actually changes like the chemistry in your body. Isn't that crazy? So, Nicola, no, I have not studied psychology, but I probably should. I've studied people most of my life because as an actor, I play different roles in different people, and sometimes I'm fascinated. I look at people and I look at their posture, and I look at their mood, and I look at how they walk, so I can do something with the characters, right? Football, I do not have a daughter. I have 2 sons. So your posture has a lot to do. Now, if you go somewhere and you look at people, look at the people who have their head down. They're probably depressed, right? Look at the people who have their head up and they're smiling. Look at the people who have their shoulders back. They're probably confident, right? Brittany says, I'm such a sloucher, but sometimes cat pops in my head due to the course and I fix it real quick. That's the beauty. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to. When you guys feel down in the dumps and in a funk, changing your posture, you maybe go, oh my gosh, I'm just in a funk. I feel terrible. I'm not feeling good. I just want to lay here and I just want to stay in bed and I don't feel like doing anything. And if you wait till you feel like doing something, you may never do it because you may never feel like it. Football says I'm his favorite actor in Dhar Mann. Thank you. I'm assuming you're a he, but you could be a girl who has the name Football too, right? Alicia says, hey, do you pray to God before you eat? I try to remember. It's easier to remember when I'm in a group or with my family sometimes than it is when I'm by myself. I think if I'm eating by myself, I don't always remember. But I'm the kind of person that's praying to God throughout the day. Charlie, thank you for the compliment. Joy, I've been working for Dhar Mann 4 years, I guess. So, hey, Colin. So the good news is, even if we're in a funk and we can't change, we don't know how to change our feelings, psychologists have studied this. And if you do things, you physically do things that changes your body, that changes your posture. Vaughn, Aiden is not my son in real life, just in Dhar Mann. And you do things that like let's say you love dancing. If you're in a terrible mood, you put on your favorite song and you just tell yourself, you know what? I'm just going to dance one song. And you start dancing and you start doing that thing you love. The happiness comes. So if you're ever stuck in a place where you're like, oh, I'm in such a bad mood, I feel terrible, I feel depressed, do the powerful body movements, do the powerful things, do some things that you love. Do you love riding bike? Just go, you know what, I'm just going to ride around for just around the block, and if I'm still in a bad mood, I'll come back. Chances are you're not going to be in a bad mood. Just dance to one song, just do the one thing, and it's so much easier for us to force ourselves mentally to do something physical that we like. And when our body does the physical thing, our mind changes, our emotions change. So we can't always get ourselves out of our sadness, right, by going, oh, I don't, while you're laying there all slumped over in bed, like, oh. But you get yourself up, you get yourself jumping around, listening to your favorite music and dancing, and it's not long where you're like, oh, I'm smiling, shoot, I was gonna be depressed today. You know, it's almost like you can't help it. I'm not sure if I ever told you this story, but no, I'm gonna save it. I'm talking about it in one of my courses. But doing those things that make you happy, doing those silly things, that is going to change you out of your funk. I'm just gonna say that. Hey, fish 123, welcome. So let me go back and look at some of the stuff that I missed. Hey Derek, what is your day like each Sunday? Well, I get up. I usually have my quiet time with God, prayer and reading and journaling. Sometimes if I'm up early, I'll do some writing as well. Like today I did some stretching. I'll have my lemon juice and my celery juice like a half hour apart. I mean, lemon water. I'll usually make a smoothie or have some watermelon or something before the live stream. After the live stream, I get everybody ready and we go to church. I usually come home and make lunch for everyone. Then we might go out for a walk or to the park. Today I'm taking the kids to a birthday party. Sometimes if the kids are tired, we'll all take a nap. Sometimes Rob and I take turns taking a nap because someone has to keep the kids quiet while the other person naps. Sundays are pretty chill. Sometimes we hang out with friends, but it's usually not. Usually it's just family day, and we'll watch a family movie, make dinner. Sometimes we play board games. Now that it's summertime, we like to sit outside and eat our meals sometimes on the pergola. But yeah, Sundays are pretty chill. It's the one day that I don't work. Okay, so if I missed your question, type it in again. Okay, Anna was saying he studied psychology and talking about different psychologists. Nicholas says I have scoliosis, so I often slouch. Maybe it's good to do some stretches and some yoga. I'm not too familiar with scoliosis, so I would talk to your doctor, but if he gives you the okay, I would definitely. Okay, football says she is a girl. Nice to meet you. Do you play soccer? Where are you from? Football. Charlie says your eyes are pretty. I wish my eyes were like yours. Lucas says I love you. Let's see. So type in your questions again if I missed them from earlier. Nicholas says, I can't wait for the vid with Rachel Christensen. You both play the mom roles very well. We were just in a film together this week. It was definitely, I was surprised. She was surprised. I think, yeah. It was her first, I'm going to give you a little secret. It was her first time playing a bad guy. Her first time playing a bad guy on Dhar Mann. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Okay. If you did a meet and greet, what state would it be in and why? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. So Ross Tier is saying that Sigmund Freud was good, but whatever theories he said were so discriminatory. Can you give me some examples? What Sigmund Freud said that was discriminatory? Because I'm not familiar with a lot of his work. My good friend and acting coach, Timothy Omen, on the poster behind with all the pictures, he played the character Sigmund Freud on the TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He was a reoccurring character on that show. Let's see. Alicia, I am a Christian. She's asking if I'm Christian or Catholic. But you know, I think most Catholics consider themselves Christian. Christian just means you're a follower of Christ. So there you have it. Somebody said I should do an interview with Rachel. She does similar stuff to you. You mean she does similar stuff on Dhar Mann, or does she have her own YouTube channel and does similar stuff there? Lucas is asking, how can I reduce fear? Well, you can reduce fear probably in a lot of different ways, but what is the thing that you're scared about? What is the thing that you fear? And is it a true fear, or is it a made up in your mind fear, right? So, for instance, people say, studies have shown that public speaking is like the biggest fear that people have. Well, public speaking is not honestly anything to be scared about as far as a real fear in the sense of you're not going to get killed. You're not going to get eaten by a lion if you're up there speaking. You're not going to get stabbed. It's not like a real legitimate fear. It's a made up in your mind fear. Oh, what if I don't do good? What if I fumble my words? What if they laugh at me? What if I forget, same with acting. What if I forget my lines? What if I... It's not like... You're not physically in danger, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So you have to realize nothing bad is going to happen to you if you fail at a speech. So what is it that you're scared of? Is your fear one that's made up in your mind, like public speaking? Or do you have to cross this river because you're starving to death and the fruit trees are on the other side and there's crocodiles in the river you have to cross and you don't have a boat? And you see how that's like, you're going to be physically in danger if you do that. So figure out if the fear is a real physical fear or just one you're making up in your mind. If it's one you're making up in your mind, you guys know that they studied fear, and 90% of the things we worry about never happen. So 90% of the time you're worrying and scared for no reason. Also, the bad thing is, the more you think of those things, Brittany says, avocado toast or peanut butter toast, I can't decide for breakfast. I suggest a smoothie. I suggest a smoothie. You can have that. You can have your peanut butter toast or avocado toast as your afternoon snack. Always start your day with something juicy. Sweet and juicy, that's what our body wants in the mornings. So what is the fear? Is it real or is it not? So you can't keep thinking of the problem standing in your way. You have to believe in yourself and the problem solver, because between you and God, nothing is impossible for you. So if you know nothing's impossible for you and God is always with you, then there's nothing that you need to be scared about, right? If you take those things that you're scared about, you take those fears and you say, God, help me with this, help me get over this thing, and then you trust him that he will, you can go through life and not be scared. Just like when your faith is totally solid, right? Because faith and fear cannot exist in the same space. So you're either going to be afraid or you're going to have faith. You can't have both. So like when I had Timothy and the doctor came into my room and was like, he's probably going to die, you know. I did not move into a place of fear. I just looked at him like, what are you talking? Like I'm almost like, well, even though I know I'm in my room by myself, I'm like, who's he talking to? You're running out of fruit. That's why I keep my freezer stocked. I know. And then when I run out of bananas, I keep dates on hand as my backup. Oh, thank you for the gift, Nicola. You're so sweet. So faith and fear can't exist. So I'm looking around like, who's this doctor? Like, I don't know what his medical brain is saying. Okay, so he's 4 months early, and maybe to the doctor he's got a 10% chance of living, but does he not know my God, who in the book of Ezekiel was able to raise dry bones from the dead? So okay, doctor, even if he dies, which he actually did at one point in the hospital, was clinically dead, my God can bring him back to life. So I don't know what this doctor is talking about, but I wasn't going to receive it. I wasn't going to let that in. I wasn't going to let doubt cloud out what I believed in my heart from God. And you guys know, you have dreams that God has spoken to you. God has spoken to your heart, and He has told you certain things about your life and your future. And that means you're capable of doing it. It means you're capable of having it. It means it's possible for you. But when you entertain doubt, when you let doubt in, that suffocates the fear. Doubt is like weeds. You may have a beautiful garden of flowers, but when you let doubt rise up and it chokes out those flowers, nothing beautiful can grow. Doubt is like weeds and you have to pluck it. Doubt is what brings fear, right? So you can't let it in. You can't dwell on it. So you have to focus on not the problem, but the problem solver. You have to say, God, this is what I'm scared about, but I know you're bigger than that. I know you're stronger than that. And like the apostle said, God, I believe, help my unbelief. So you acknowledge, God, I know you're bigger. I know you're stronger than my fear. I know I can get through this. But I have this teensy bitsy part of me that's kind of doubting. So help my unbelief. Help me with those spots that I don't necessarily believe. I have those moments. Hey, Apple Support, thank you so much. So I hope that answers your question. I mean, we could devote the next 6 weeks of speaking about fear and how to overcome it. And I just wanted to touch on it because it may be something that you guys might be thinking about. Okay, so let me know the questions that you've typed in. Since moved to Glen Rock, New Jersey with his wife Patricia Temple and their daughter. Okay, I bet you're missing them. Is it close by where you are? Let's see. Elaine is going to an ABBA concert. Interesting. Student Life in Sweden says, should you be in some new Dhar Mann videos soon? Like I said, the last 3 weeks I've been in one every week, and I am shooting one this week. So I don't know, sometimes I forget. Like I've done so many that I forget I'm even. Sometimes they don't air them right away or the next week, and so it'll be 2 or 3 or maybe longer weeks. Thank you for the gift, Angela. I appreciate you guys. Sometimes it'll be a while and then I'll forget, and because I watch it every night, and then I'll be like, oh, that's right, I'm in this episode. I'll be like, guys, come in here. Look, I'm in this episode. Well, a lot of times I don't care. Eli's too little to even know what's happening. Timmy's sometimes more interested in his video games. Rob's like, oh my God, I've seen enough of these. So sometimes I'm just watching it by myself. But that's okay. Okay, yes, Joy, I've had several at least 4 that I can remember growing up. I had Mitzi. Mitzi was my first dog. I had Faya. Faya, we gave her the 3 F's name. Faya Fifi Foster. That's my second dog, who was a French poodle. I had a dog named Molly, who was a collie. And then after I moved out, my mom had a dog, Sabria. And as a grown-up living on my own, I've had a cat that I rescued. I'm not home enough to be able to take care of a dog. Thank you, Apple Support. They say I'm their favorite actor from Dhar Mann. Blake wants us to pray for that he gets a part, that he gets his audition. Okay, we can all stand in agreement for that. Nicola, I made a post recently inspired by you. Did you see it? Is that the one with the green? Is it green? If it is, I think I saw it. Alicia says, I made a video about God. Check it out. It is Jordan Steve's I Talk About God. I made 2 videos. Probably will make another on Monday. Okay. Somebody says, do you want to have a 3rd child? If so, what gender do you want? Oh, Brandon says, you're the best actor on Dhar Mann. Thank you so much. I mean, I kind of wanted a little girl, but I'm not going to have any more babies. So, yeah. Last time I almost didn't make it, and so we don't want to chance that again. I might not be here. Charlie says he's scared of dogs. I'm sorry, you got attacked once. Yeah. You try not to be afraid and you try to pet your neighbor's dog without being scared. That's understandable. Sometimes you can have some PTSD, but I think it's a good idea that you're trying to find friendly dogs and pet them, because you don't want to go through your whole life having a fear. You know, just because one dog did that, not all dogs are like that. So, you know, find some dogs that you can be okay with. Okay, thank you, Apple Support. They said they subscribed to my channel. If any of you guys are watching the live stream, you haven't subscribed yet, hey, what the heck? Subscribe. Cindy says her husband is Russian and his birthday's on September 4th. You know what I just found out? I just found out Shantae from Dhar Mann that her birthday is the same day as my mom's. Isn't that cool? She was over here this week. We're taking a class together. Okay. Do you want to go to heaven when you die? Well, yeah, it definitely beats the alternative, right? Yes, definitely. That's my first and only choice. Okay. Nicola, yes, I will eventually do an interview with Shantae. It's possible. It might be the end of this month, because we might be in the same place at the same time. We'll see. The last Sunday in June, I'm going to be in Texas, and depending on when our class starts that day, I might have Shantae on here doing the live stream with me, because we're going to be at the same place. So depends on when our thing starts. If our class starts early, then I might not be able to do the live stream. Okay, Zabuka, happy birthday. Blake says, can you interview Mare or Rebecca? Yeah, let me write that down. So I did to do an hour on here, yeah, I understand. But I did interview Rebecca for my 3 questions with Kat, which is coming out this Friday, I think. Okay, Mare, Rebecca. Rebecca does good playing the mean person, doesn't she? Okay, so what questions did you type in? What questions did you ask me that I haven't seen yet or haven't read, or what comments? Okay, you guys want me to write down Mikey and Jaden. What happened to your list you wrote a couple weeks ago with all the names and suggestions for the interview? I have that list in my computer. I took it off the paper I wrote it on, and it's now in my computer. So I will have to add to it with the list I'm now putting on my tea bag. Okay. Edmund says hi. He's back. We're all grateful that you answer our questions. Thank you so much. Have you interviewed Colin? I have interviewed him on my new Friday series called 3 Questions with Kat. So you'll see that is upcoming. I have not done it on here for the hour live kind of thing, just the 3 questions. Why did you join Dhar Mann? Well, well, good morning, sleepyhead. You want to show off your new toy? Okay, Elijah's here to say hello. And what does he have?
An action figure.
He's got an action figure. Which action figure is that?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. And how did you get that action figure? What did you do to earn that action figure?
Poop on the potty.
He went poop on the potty, and we were so proud of you.
I just went to the store and bought this.
You went to the store and got Black Panther because you pooped on the potty?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you. Are you going to keep pooping on the potty?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you're going to keep up the good work?
Yes.
Yeah, it's time to get out of those diapers, isn't it? Okay, thank you for covering your mouth. Okay. Ooh. Do you need some water? Do you need some water?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't know what's Black Panther. I don't know what's Black Panther.
Maybe Timmy can help you pull it up. So yeah, we've been trying our hardest to get him potty trained, and he's for the last 4, 5, 6 months, yeah, we've been pretty good at having him go pee on the potty, but he's never wanted to poop on the potty. So we have like a prize box and little prizes he gets when he pees on the potty, or he can get a choice of a piece of candy, but he usually picks prizes. But he really wanted this Black Panther, and we said, you don't get Black Panther unless you poop on the potty. So it was a thing. We're putting him on the potty like every 2 hours, hoping something happens. We went through 3 pairs of underwear yesterday. Got him some big boy underwear. We went through 3 pairs of that, and then finally I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to put him back in a diaper at the end of the night because I was sick of scrubbing out poopy pee underwear. So we're trying. Today we're going to be gone at church, so it's probably going to be a diaper day because I don't want to have accident church pews or in the car seat. So, I mean, I'm not a pro at this. I'm definitely not a pro at this potty training stuff, so I'm trying my best. What can I say? Student Life asks if I have plans for the summer. Yeah, like I said, I am going to Texas in a couple of weeks for a workshop. And when I get back, I'm driving cross country to go visit my family in Minnesota. Shantae, I do not have a maid. I do have a part-time assistant who helps me sometimes when she's here with my dishes and vacuuming and stuff like that. But it's not like a full-time thing. It's part-time and it's not going to last for long. I'm having to make some cutbacks around here so I can stay on budget. So, yeah. It's nice to have the help, but I don't like going into debt to have help. So plans for the summer. Yeah. And then when I get back from my cross-country trip to Minnesota, I'm flying to Texas again because I booked a feature film. I'm shooting a Christmas movie in Texas in July. And then when I get back from that, I'm actually going back to Texas for a third time for another workshop, another seminar, self-help seminar. Blake, I'm not going to interview Rebecca next week. I kind of like, you guys, I know you like the interviews, but you kind of like the Q&As too. So I'm thinking, because this isn't really an interview channel per se, I'm thinking about just one guest a month. How do you guys feel about that? Just like one interview guest a month. I don't want to do it every week. Let's see, somebody's asking, Lime Legend 34 is asking, why did you join Dhar Mann? Well, why not? I'm an actor and it was acting jobs, and you know, I joined just thinking it was like this one little short film. I didn't know it was going to go on and on and on and on. So, Cindy says, Edmund introduced me to you. Cool. So, I like that it's family friendly. I like that it's clean. You know, I was at a table read yesterday. For those of you who don't know, like Hollywood talk, that's when you book a film. There's a film I'm filming this month. And so when you book a film, they have what's called a table read. And that's when everybody who's in the film gets together, and yes, we sit around a table and we read the script. So I had one of those yesterday, and the girl was asking me about my manager and, you know, this and that, and she's been trying to break into the industry, and she told me she was in Tommy and Pammy, or Pammy and Tommy, or something like that, and she like had to do nudity, and that there's certain roles that she's had to do nudity a lot for, and she's talking about trying to break into the industry, and I'm thinking to myself, she's like, you know, because, you know, I'm new and I'm trying to break in, and sometimes you have to do things you don't really want to do, and I don't think that's true. There was a time when I was trying to break in and I didn't do nudity. It's not that I wasn't offered. I was offered many roles and I was offered really good money to take off my clothes in a film, and I said no, it's not worth it. And I should have told her that yesterday. I was driving home thinking, man, I should have told her she doesn't have to do that to break into the industry. You don't. You don't have to do something you don't want to do. I mean, I have friends who, not only would they not do nudity, they would not even kiss somebody on the screen. You know, sometimes we play somebody else's husband or wife. We're in the scene. We are expected to kiss them or be affectionate with them. Sometimes there's even love scenes. And I know people that won't even do that, and they still get work and are successful. So you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm going to tell you that right now. And it doesn't mean you won't reach high levels. I mean, you know, the actress Charlize Theron, she's a big A-list movie star. She did the movie Ian Flux, and she had to do a scene where she French kissed an actor to deliver. She had like some secret microfilm or something in her mouth, and people were watching, so she did this French kiss and exchanged this piece of something into the other person's mouth. She had in her contract that they had to hire her boyfriend as the actor to do that role, because she was not going to French kiss anybody else. And yes, she's a big star and could make those demands, but my point is, you don't have to do certain things. I mean, great actor whom I love, David Morse, he was in that scary movie with Shia LaBeouf where I think that was him, where Shia LaBeouf, some crazy guy was trying to break into his house. Yeah, well, that was with David Morse, and David Morse will not do love scenes or kissing scenes with other people, you know, because he's faithful and loyal to his wife, and he feels like if you kiss on screen, you know, point is, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And it doesn't mean you're not going to make it. If God put a dream in your heart, He's going to help you make that dream happen. And I don't care what powers that be say, you have to do this, you're not going to make it. Do you know how many threats I've gotten in this industry where I've had producers, I can't say a lot on here because there's children on here. Producers try to coerce me into doing things and tell me that they will blacklist me, that I will never make it in the industry if I don't. Granted, this is when I first moved here in my 20s and I was gullible and almost believed them. I don't think anyone would pull that on me now. You get to a certain age and they go, ooh, these women have become wiser. They're not little noobs anymore. So I had people, I had big movie people harassing me, calling me nonstop, trying to coerce me to do things with them, and that they would catapult my career. It's all a bunch of BS. So stay true to you, stay true to your values. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. Don't do anything you would be embarrassed about. Don't do anything you would regret. You don't have to do things that humiliate you in order to be successful. Yeah, there are a lot of people in Hollywood that have sold their soul to the devil to make it. That doesn't have to be you. Doesn't have to be you. Okay. Have you done some more reaction videos for Dhar Mann channel? I've done 3 or 4 of them. I'm not sure if they have aired all of them. They asked me to do one recently, but I couldn't for some reason. I was out of town or shooting something else. I don't know. Alicia says, when I grow up, I will be like Dhar Mann, making my videos, and you will be in it. You will be my first actress for my videos. I love your goals. Joy said, guess what, Kat? On Wednesday, I have my 5th grade graduation. I'm so excited, but also very nervous. What are you nervous about, Joy? Are you nervous about going to middle school? Tell me what you're nervous about. Love your reaction videos. Thank you. They always make me laugh. Okay, did I miss any of your questions? Okay, we got Edmund has a question. My daughter is going to college near my sister-in-law's house in Locust Valley, but she is afraid she is going to run into the same guy who rejected her. What should she do? Number 1, I would change how I think of the situation and how I feel about the situation. This guy, it may seem like he rejected her, but I love the saying that man's rejection is God's protection. So I want her to start looking at it like, he didn't reject me, God protected me from that mess. You never know what God is protecting you from. When someone doesn't want you for whatever reason, number 1, they're missing out, right? Because you're pretty great. And I'm sure the lady you're speaking about is pretty great. And if someone can't see what you have to offer, how great you are, why would you want them in your life anyway? If someone rejects me, it's like, hallelujah, I'm goodbye, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You got to be sure of yourself. You got to be sure and strong in who you are. Maybe God blinded him from seeing her value because this isn't the person God has for her. God has somebody better for her. So she should feel no shame when she sees him. If she runs into him, I'd be like, you know what? I would almost have pity for him. Wow, he couldn't see how great I am. And I don't say that so you can be like egotistical or like, I'm better than you. It's not about that. But you are a unique, beautiful creation made by God's design, called for a purpose. God made you on purpose just the way you are. And if someone can't see how amazing you are, it's really their loss. It really is. Because you got a whole lot of awesomeness that you can spread out in the world. And when somebody can't see it, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, too bad for you. I've got people that don't like me. You guys are on here because you guys think I'm pretty neat sometimes. But I got maybe just as many people that are like, ew, Catherine, Who cares? You know what? You don't want everyone to like you. If everybody likes you, then you're a sellout. You're bending every which way to please everybody. No, sometimes you need to stand your ground. You need to stir things up. You need to be who you are. You need to not worry about what other people think of you. And just be confident and happy in who you are, knowing that it doesn't matter that person rejected you. They didn't reject you because they don't even know you. If they knew you, listen, if they really knew you, man, they would never let you go, right? If someone knew deep inside you, they knew the dreams of your heart, they knew what made you function, they knew the things you were passionate about, the things you cared about, they would never let you go. So they didn't reject you. They rejected the idea of you. They rejected what they thought of you. They rejected you not being what they wanted because they couldn't see. They rejected the idea of maybe they wanted a certain thing and you didn't fit the mold. Who cares what their reasons are? They're not for you, right? God has somebody special for each and every one of us, no matter what you look like, where you've been, what you've been through in the past. There's somebody out there. If you have a desire in your heart to be with someone who will love you and cherish you as the unique contribution and creation that you are, there's somebody God has fashioned and formed. And I would not be thinking 1 second about this guy that rejected her. Like, who cares? I really do believe it's his loss. I wouldn't even be thinking about him. Maybe you want to pray for him or something, but I would be thanking God for saving you, for sparing you from that person. And I would be praying to God and thanking God for the person that really is for you. That God has somebody that's just for you, that's going to love you just the way you are, for all the things you are and all the things you're not. It's going to love you for your good traits, and you're going to tolerate your bad traits. Maybe not point it out so much. Maybe, so be sure in who you are. Be amazing. Okay. Just be you. Okay, and it's going to work. When is Dhar going to start uploading 7 days a week? I thought he said by the end of summer, but we'll see. I feel like he would need more directors to make that happen. Because the directors are usually only shooting 1 video per week, and we only have 4 directors right now. I think they're training a 5th. I think are only, with the 4 directors, we might only be making 4 or 5 films a week. So I don't know when that's going to happen. Vias, how come you don't play Karen's anymore? I don't know. Maybe all the fans wrote in and said, we like Kat to be the nice person. I don't know. They're giving some other actors some other opportunities. I think they're trying to keep me set aside as Mikey's mom or something. I don't know. Bethany's going to take singing lessons. What else? Nicola wrote a script for Dhar Mann. Cool, you should send it in to him. I don't even know if they take unsolicited scripts, so I can't guarantee anyone's even going to read it. Okay, let's see. What question did I miss? You guys have any burning questions? I have like a minute left. Cindy says, the whole reason why my niece Wilda loves this man is because he's tall, he's 6'3", and muscular physique. That's why she loves him. He has gained 10 or 15 pounds of muscle mass. Okay. Well, I hope her love for him goes much deeper than skin deep, because looks are definitely not everything. You have to tolerate that person. And sometimes when you're ugly in your heart, the aesthetics don't help. They really don't. So, I feel like you are taking Ricky's place and Tatiana Turin is taking your place and playing Karen's now. I don't think I could ever take Ricky's place. No one could fill that queen's shoes. She is amazing, and I could never take her place. So I'm just being me. Starsha, I have 3 different shades of lipstick on. 4 shades if you count a lip liner. You know, I have never found a lipstick shade that I love by itself. So I'm always doing multiple different mixes to find the right shade. So I did like a hot pink lip liner, but then I did like a light pink live glam thing, and then I did a dark fuchsia live glam thing, and then I did a peach gloss from 100% pure over the top. Okay, I should have stopped early today because I'm going to help the little babies today. I'm volunteering in the Sunday school room to help. So I actually have to get going. So love you guys. I'll see you next week. Take care. Live true. Love hard. Shine bright.